Today, we are diving deep into Crucial Conversations, a book that tackles those heart-pounding, high-stakes moments that, let's be honest, can either make or break our most important relationships and even our careers. We've all been there, and most of us, if we're being real, don't handle them very well.
I mean, really think about that. You know that knot in your stomach when you have to say something difficult and you're just consumed by the fear that it's going to completely blow up in your face? We always think we have to make that choice, speak up or stay friends. But what if that very choice is the thing that's setting us up to fail?
Okay, so let's get into it. The book gives a really specific name for these moments, a crucial conversation. And this isn't just any old difficult chat. Nope, this is a turning point, a moment that can literally reshape our lives, for better or for worse.
So, what exactly makes a conversation crucial? Well, it really boils down to these three things. It's not just a simple disagreement. It's when opinions are on opposite ends of the spectrum, the outcome really matters, and you can feel your heart starting to race. That's the trifecta right there. And this triangle just perfectly captures it. It's that combination of different views, high stakes, and strong emotions that creates a perfect storm of communication chaos. When all three of those things show up at once, well, things get really difficult, really fast.
And the thing is, these conversations are everywhere. They're not some rare event reserved for world leaders. We're talking about asking your friend to finally pay you back that money they owe you, or talking to your teenager about their choices. It could even be giving your boss some feedback you know they don't want to hear. This is just a fundamental, unavoidable part of being human.
So, if these conversations are so common, you have to ask, why are we so bad at them? Well, it turns out our own biology is pretty much working against us.
The second a conversation turns crucial, our bodies just get flooded with adrenaline. It's our ancient fight-or-flight response kicking into high gear. Blood literally rushes away from the parts of our brain that handle complex reasoning and goes straight to our muscles. We are, in a very real sense, getting dumber right when we need to be at our absolute sharpest. And this is what that looks like. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a tough talk with your boss and a life-or-death encounter with a predator. It's prepping you to either run for your life or fight, not to listen thoughtfully and have a nuanced dialogue.
And the stakes for messing this up are, well, they're huge. Failing at these conversations doesn't just lead to an awkward afternoon. It can have absolutely devastating effects on our relationships, our careers, and, you know what, even our physical health.
Get this. Researchers can predict with 90% accuracy which couples will end up divorced. And how do they do it? They just watch how the couple handles a single disagreement. It's proof that it's not if you disagree that matters, it's how you disagree. And this isn't just about our home life. This exact same dynamic plays out at work every single day. The collective inability to have these key conversations doesn't just tank morale, it directly torpedoes the bottom line and sinks entire projects. In fact, this is a massive problem. In one study of over 2,000 projects, a staggering 80% of them failed to meet their goals. And what was the number one reason? You guessed it. People avoided the crucial conversations needed to keep each other accountable. Okay, so how do we fix this? Where do we even start? The book says the very first step is to escape a mental trap they call the fool's choice. This is the key, the thing that unlocks everything else. This is the trap right here. We go into these conversations believing we only have two options. One, be brutally honest and probably destroy the relationship. Or two, just suffer in silence and accept whatever bad thing is happening. We see it as this black and white choice between telling the truth and being kind. But here's the secret. The best communicators, they completely refuse to make this choice. They operate from a totally different belief system. They know it's possible to say anything to anyone as long as you can make it safe for them to hear. They're always looking for that third option, being 100% honest and 100% respectful. And their goal is to create what the book calls dialogue. Now, this isn't just talking. It's a very specific state where everyone feels safe enough to add their honest meaning to a shared pool of understanding, even controversial ideas. And it's from that shared pool that you get the smartest decisions and real unified commitment. So you might be thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually do that? The book is full of skills, but let's just focus on two huge steps you can take before a single word even leaves your mouth. First, you have to unbundle the issues. Think of it as CPR. Let's say your coworker was late for a meeting again.
Is the problem the content, the fact that they were late this one time? Or is it a pattern? They're always late and it's driving you nuts. Or maybe it's gone deeper and it's now a relationship issue. You feel like their lateness shows they don't respect you or your time. Figuring out which conversation you actually need to have is half the battle. And second, and honestly this is the most important one, start with heart. Before you say anything, stop and ask yourself this one simple question. What do I really want? What do I want for myself, for the other person, for our relationship? This question becomes your compass. Let me tell you a quick story to show you how this works. Meet Retta. She's a CEO, and she's been pushing her whole team to cut costs. But then, right in the middle of a big public meeting, one of her managers stands up and calls her a hypocrite for building herself a fancy new office.
Bam! The conversation just went from normal to crucial in about 2 seconds. Greta feels completely attacked, her face gets flushed, she's gripping the table, her motive instantly changes. She's not thinking about cost-cutting anymore. All she wants to do is win this argument and punish this guy for embarrassing her.
But then, right in that critical moment, she does something amazing. She catches herself. She actually takes a breath and asks herself that incredibly powerful question. What do I really want here? And the answer, of course, was not to win an argument or punish a manager. What she really wanted was her team's genuine, authentic commitment to the cost-cutting initiative. And once she remembered that, everything changed. Her defensiveness just melted away. She actually thanked the manager for his courage and opened up a real, honest dialogue. That is the power of starting with heart. You see, by mastering skills like these, we stop being victims of our conversations, and we start becoming the architects of our own results and our own relationships. At the end of the day, learning how to handle these conversations isn't just about being more effective, it's about having courage. It reminds me of what Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." It's about not letting silence dictate the most important parts of our lives. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What's the crucial conversation in your life? At work? At home? What's that one conversation that's just waiting to happen? The one that, if you could just handle it well, might have the power to change everything for you.